As Andrea mentioned a couple of minutes ago, a Russian court has extended the detention of Brittney Griner to May 19th, the first update on the status of the WNBA star since her arrest at a Moscow airport in February. Griner is a star player with the Phoenix Mercury and a two-time Olympic gold medalist. She was detained sometime in February by Russian authorities who say they found vape cartridges allegedly containing hashish oil in her luggage. She's been charged with smuggling and could face 5 to 10 years in a Russian prison. Her detention comes with tensions between the U.S. and Russia at a crisis level over the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Joining us this morning is Jeffrey Kahn, who's a law professor at Southern Methodist University and an expert on the Russian legal system. Good morning.
Good morning, Matt. Good to be with you.
Thank you for being here. Let's start with this. Griner will be held in pretrial detention, as we've talked about. We've learned for another 2 months. Tell us about what's happening behind the scenes while she will await trial.
Well, the biggest difference between a trial in Russia and a trial in the United States or Canada is that our systems in the U.S. and Canada are based on adversarial principles. The central feature of that experience is the trial, and all the evidence must be presented by live witness testimony at trial. The Russian system operates on a different logic, an inquisitorial logic that originated in continental Europe. And in that system, what's most important, the whole system centers around something called the case file. The case file is organized by a state investigator who's charged with gathering all the evidence, inculpatory, exculpatory. And so that's what's happening right now. Yesterday, there was a hearing in court because the defense was arguing that Ms. Griner's detention exceeded the lawful limits in Russia. The Criminal Procedure Code limits detention under arrest to 48 hours without a court's intervention. So there was a dispute about that. The defense lost. The next step was that the defense argued that Ms. Griner should not be held in pretrial detention, which is a pretty horrible place to be, but rather under house arrest. Her employer would be willing to vouch for her. A friend would be willing to vouch for her. But that also was rejected, and she's now been remanded into custody until May 19th.
Okay, so you talked about she's going to face some very serious conditions right now. Is it typical for an investigation to take this long as we talk about the next couple of months?
Well, it's hard to say. From what we know about the facts, it would seem that there's a rather small universe of things to investigate, doesn't there? There are a limited number of witnesses. This happened in a controlled environment. There's a limited amount of physical evidence. And so ordinarily, the law in Russia says that a preliminary investigation should not take more than 2 months. And the pretrial detention is connected with that time period. But sometimes the prosecutor and the investigator will take longer, and there's very little that Ms. Griner can do to speed that process up.
Okay, so I want to ask you now, too, because this is comparable to LeBron James. Being arrested in Russia, I think that's where Brittney Griner is on the WNBA scale. She's playing in Russia because she doesn't make enough money playing in the WNBA. Is the issue right now, when we talk about the issues between the U.S. And Russia because of the Russian invasion of Ukraine, is Griner going to be used as some sort of bargaining chip between Russia and the U.S.?
It's very hard to say and very hard to speculate. Flip the situation around. If a Russian national were to present at JFK International Airport and a sniffer dog were to have alerted to luggage and hashish oil had been found in that luggage, that person would be placed under arrest and enter the United States criminal justice system. The difference is that because of Soviet and even imperial legacies and post-Soviet experiences, the Russian criminal justice system has a bit of suspicion under it. And so there's always this anxiety that the ordinary legal processes are going to shift into some sort of political influence. And so it's widely believed today that Russia operates a judicial system that's akin to one that was described by Ernst Frankl in The Dual State. And that means that the system can run pretty well. It can be professional, it can be efficient, it can be fair in ordinary cases. But in cases of particular interest to the state, though they may be rare, you're whistling into the wind if you think you're going to win by making legal arguments. It's purely speculative to know whether this is one of those cases. But if it is, it really ceases to be something that's really a focus of law and is really something more about diplomacy and politics.
Jeffrey Kahn, appreciate your insight this morning. Thank you for this.
Thank you, Matt. Good to be with you.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this, be sure to subscribe here, or you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.